Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing. Alright, so this will not be a full, complete review. I just got this in the mail like a minute ago, and I'm really excited to check this out. So if anything, this is more so going to be an unboxing. I might not go through the entire whole transformation or whatnot. If anything, I just want to share, this experience of unboxing the toy with you, just so you can see the contents and check out this figure. So yeah, this is Autobot Slammer. Really excited to check this out. This is a figure that's long overdue. For those of you who remember, like some years ago, we got Generations Metroplex, and the original Metroplex came with 3 additional Autobots. He came with Scamper, Six Shot, and Slammer. Scamper came with Generations Metroplex. Six Shot came out maybe like two and a half or 3 years ago, I think. And it's just now that we're finally getting Slammer. He's long overdue. I want to say it's probably been maybe like 5 years, if not more than that, when we got Generations Metroplex. Could be possibly even 7 years, if I'm doing the math correctly in my head. It's been a long time. But yeah, this is a figure that's very long overdue. I know a lot of fans have been, wanting this guy for a long time, and here he is. So let's get to it. Okay, so first off, the package design's awesome. It's really cool to see a robot mode for Slammer. And here's the very familiar tank mode. Here's the window. It does a poor job of showing off the figure. You're only seeing his upper half. And even what you could see, it's kind of covered by shadow. But I love this illustration. He's a deluxe class figure. On the side, the very familiar box art that we've been getting the past year. And here he is, Transformers Autobot Slammer. We have his tank mode, his robot mode. So I believe the term for this guy, I think he's called what they refer to as, I think he's a weaponizer. So he doesn't necessarily have a traditional transformation step, I think. I mean, it says here he transforms in 20 steps. But he's essentially more so a parts former, and you could disassemble him and use him to weaponize other Transformers. Like you can see here with pipes, I believe. Alright, so let's get started. Really excited to check this out. Yeah, so I apologize in advance. This isn't going to be a full review. It's a little bit earlier in the evening, but I have some stuff I want to get to, but I really wanted to check this guy out and just document the experience and share this with you guys if you're a Transformers fan. And I don't remember how to open these boxes. It's been a while. Alright, let's get this in focus. Focus. Alright, so we got instructions here. Autobot Slammer, ages 8 and up. Yeah, as you can see here, there's some parts forming going on. His arms could detach, his legs could detach. And then there's the very familiar tank mode. And then over here, it's almost like free advertising for Wheeljack. They show you how you can disassemble them and weaponize Wheeljack. So you could take the parts of Slammer and then just mod Wheeljack by swapping out the pieces. You know, a lot of these Transformer figures, they have like 5mm ports, so you can either just, you know, swap, plug and play. And let's get to the actual toy, because that's why you're here. Alright, there's also, don't forget, hidden away, there's always these trading cards. So, you know, don't be quick to just chuck out the cardboard. Always remember to pull out the trading card. It's kind of cool. This is Black Arachnia. It's kind of like a gold foil effect. Yeah, so always remember, there's a trading card, so don't chuck it away. And we have Slammer. First impressions of the figure while he's in the tray. It's neat. It's also very unusual. You know, being a child of the 80s, you know, the original Slammer toy did not have a robot mode. It was just a very hollow, small tank, about the size of like a Matchbox car. But it's kind of cool to actually see his robot form realized in like real, like 3D physical dimension. He has a very generic looking kind of face, but that's okay. I can live with that. Don't forget, he also has his weapon down under here. You don't want to misplace that. That's the barrel of the tank. Okay, this guy has a lot of these little ties holding him in, so this might take a while. Let's cut these all off real quick. And already you can see he's falling apart. So for me, this is probably like one of the most anticipated Transformers I wanted for 2022. Alright, I don't know where this goes. This thing fell off. What the hell is this? Alright, yeah, what is this? Alright, I think it's part of his backpack. The tolerance on this could be a little bit tighter. In all honesty, this kind of falls off. So... Alright, so if you have Generations Metroplex, like I said, that figure came out a long time ago. And there were some third parties. There was one third party that made a third-party 6-shot before Hasbro actually made an official one. I don't recall if there were any third-party companies that gave us a Slammer. But we have one now. You know, an official one. And it's pretty neat, to say the least. Let's get everything set aside so we can check them out. Like I said, this isn't going to be a full review, so I'm not going to be transforming it or anything. I'm just going to fiddle around with it, just to give you an idea. You know, if I was smart, I should have brought another Transformer with me so we could actually, like, you know, take them apart and weaponize them, but... Let's just get this guy back together so we could check him out. Alright, so we have Slammer here. Let me get... I believe this is his weapon. How does this work? I'm guessing it works like this. I think. Is that correct? Alright, so judging from the instructions, the way the weapon's supposed to work, I guess I'm taking liberties here, but So this is supposed to be stay plugged into his back, and then this the barrel of his tank plugs into his fit, like below his fist there, like that. But as I pointed out earlier, this thing is kind of loose. For me, if I put this guy on display in robot mode, I'm probably going to keep this as a pistol, just because I don't want to lose this piece here. It's kind of small, and it doesn't hold in very well. So, all right, so let's take a look at his robot mode. Let's get the lighting just right. Yeah, so this figure, he's about, let's get him measured out. He's a deluxe class, so he's about, I'm guessing, a little under 5.5 inches. The detail is really well sculpted. One thing that kind of bothers me about this figure right off the bat is that I still have to transform him, but his color, he's kind of a light gray. I would have appreciated more if he was actually more so colored white to match Metroplex completely. Like, the predominantly white parts on him are his head and in his forearms and in his lower torso. But for the most part, he's mostly this light gray and black. Yeah, I would appreciate it more if he was white, just to, like, he'd be more color scheme wise in line with Metroplex. But this isn't bad. You know, I don't sound like I'm hating on him, but that's just a small nitpick. He has a small Autobot logo in the middle of his chest. So that's the front. Here's a side profile view. It's nice to get a figure that doesn't have a giant backpack. Like for this, you just see his tank treads, and that's not too bad. And then there's the missile pods on the side of his legs. And then here's the back. He has hollow shins. That might be bothersome for some people. So there's his back. There's his side. Front view. Top view. He's very boxy too. He's kind of a lot of squares and rectangles. Yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this. Articulation-wise, this guy's head rotates. Could look up, look forward. Arms rotate. They go out. They swivel at the bicep, and they also detach at the bicep like that. There's an elbow bend. There is no wrist articulation. It's just a fist with a hole. He can rotate at the waist, like so, and he also detaches at the waist. His legs could kick forward. His legs could kick out. They can bend at the knee. So only a single joint right there. And his legs also disassemble at the thigh, as you can see. And his ankles are articulated, so you could kind of like get him in a wider stance and then adjust his ankles so that his feet are level. Alright, so I said I wouldn't do it, but let's see if we get him into his tank mode real quick. So it's only 20 steps, but it shouldn't be that bad. You know, as long as this doesn't turn into that like Grimlock video from a few episodes ago. That was a nightmare. Alright, so his arms go out, if I'm following the instructions correctly. And then you detach them like that. And then it looks like we plug the arms in together like this. All right, how does this work? Okay. Okay, so there's a tab here, a socket there, and then you plug these together. And then that's one part. Next step, detach the legs. We're going to take the feet and fold them down like that. Feet are folded down. Take the upper legs, fold them back so they're folded back. Take the robot part, the upper chest, remove the backpack right here. So you remove the backpack. Rotate his head, fold it down. Take the backpack, remove this piece here. Don't lose this. This is small. And then you're going to take the upper assembly with the arms. 2 sockets there, 2 pegs. I'll plug this in if I'm doing this correctly. So then we come back to this piece, plug this. All right, so where the 2 forearms connect, there's 2 pegs, 2 sockets. Plug this in. And this does not plug in very tightly. It's kind of a loose fit. Yeah, so this is kind of a loose fit. My suggestion, if it's too loose for you, this is probably like a dab of like future floor polish. You know, just to thicken it up just a little bit, because it's kind of loose fitting. It's not going to completely pop off, but you know, once you handle it and you see it for yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about. Take the barrel of the tank, plug it in like that. So we have this. And then, what do we do next? Right, so then we have, I believe, these leg pieces. Okay, so there's 1 peg here, 1 peg there, socket underneath, and then you're going to plug this in place like that. And like I said, this thing falls off really easily. I mean, you just saw it fall off a second ago. Socket there, peg right here. Let's get it plugged in. Then we come back to this. So for this real quick, this is the top of the tank. And then it says here you want to lean this forward. So you can adjust this forward like so. And then, am I doing this right? Then you're going to plug the front. So this is this chest. There's 2 pegs or 2 sockets there. 2 pegs here, and plug this in. And that'll make the front of the tank. And then for this, just rotate it and then tuck it away underneath. And voila, we have Slammer's tank mode. Alright, so here's Slammer in his tank mode. Truth be told, really, oh man, I'm really excited about this. Despite the fact that I have issues with the color choice, you know, this looks like Slammer. It's awesome. I can't remember why. Alright, so he has these numbers stamped on here on his side. If anyone could clarify what that means, I'm kind of out of the loop. It's F0683. Like, I don't know if that's like, you know, some sort of like weird code for like his original release date in like in Japan or something weird like that, or if it's of anything of significance to like the story or the toys. All right, so let's start with a top view. This is a top view Slammer. As you can see, he's very clean in terms of the details. Even though he's parts forming, the tank mode's pretty solid. It looks great from the overhead. From the front, it looks alright also. This thing here bothers me. It unplugs too easily. I kind of wish it was a much more snugger fit. So there's a front view. 3 3/4 view. Let's get that in focus. Profile. Back view. And other profile. So he has a lot of sockets or ports in him. So if you want to, like, you know, if you have additional weapons, you can just plug them in here. Underneath, it's pretty clean. The tank treads. There's wheels over here so he can roll. Yeah, very impressed. The only thing that bothers me is this and just the color choice. I kind of wish he was more white. And on the subject of Slammer, here we have the original G1 Slammer that came with the original Metroplex toy. As you can see, much smaller. It's very bare minimum. It doesn't really do anything other than come apart. You could take this apart, and then this comes apart, and this kind of like turns into some sort of like makeshift tower. So it's kind of cool that after all these years, you know, I had to wait my entire lifetime to finally get a proper Slammer that transforms into a robot. As you can see, the new one, it does a great job of paying homage to the original in terms of its design. From a side profile view, the shape, it's pretty close. It does more detail on the back. Top view, it's pretty similar. You know, this one has the 3 notches on the top. This one only has 2, but still, it does a good job of recreating the original design. Front view, yeah, pretty decent. Yeah, so overall, I'm really happy. It's nice that we finally have all 3 of Metroplex's additional Autobots. So we have Slammer. A few years ago, we got this. We got 6-Shot. So we have 6-Shot. And then we have Scamper. This came with the original Generations Metroplex. So it's cool. If you have Metroplex, you know, finally you can rejoice as a fan. You know, we've waited years, and we can finally complete the trio of accessories. So it's awesome. It's a great time to be a Transformers fan. It just took a long time for us to get here, and I'm excited. It's really cool. Generations Metroplex for me is kind of like, I think, in my top 5 Transformers of like for at least me in the modern day of collecting Transformer figures. It's an amazing piece. It does a great job of like honoring the original toy yet being its own thing. And for me to finally be able to complete this trio of characters to complement Metroplex, it's awesome. You know, it's about time that we got Slammer. All right, so this video is running 20 minutes longer than I expected. I was just thinking on unboxing them, and that was it. But, you know, we went on for the full ride, transformed them, and here we have them next to his brothers. I'm probably going to keep them, to be honest, I'm probably just going to keep them in tank mode like 24/7. You know, this is how I had them as a kid. This is how I'm going to have them as an adult in my display collection. All right, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I will see you at the next one. Later.